Hello and welcome everyone on this official channel of IQ Civils IAS Academy. So this is Harshit Omer, and today in this session I'm going to discuss one of the most important topic from ancient India as well as from art and culture, that is Ashokan Edicts and its inscription. Now, you all must be thinking why this topic Ashoka, because recently there was a news with respect to Ashokan pillars and rock edicts in Indian Express. Okay, so today we are going to discuss this news in this session. So before starting the session, let me tell you that IQ Civils IS Academy is going to start its new batches from 15th of September and 20th of September for GS offline as well as online. And one more good news for all the students, those who are preparing for civil services and APSC examination, that IQ Civils IS Academy soon going to launch its app so that you can use our app for your preparation. Okay, so ये चीजें आपको काफी ज्यादा हेल्प करेंगी आपकी प्रिपरेशन में और काफी चीजें सरल हो जाएंगी. Okay, so today we are going to start with this topic, that is Ashoka and its pillars and its edicts. Okay, so there was a news in Indian Express with respect to Ashokan pillars, that is a rock and two pillars. Okay, so the headline was how three Ashokan era edicts found their place in Delhi. So the most important thing is that the rocky hillock upon which the edict rests is surrounded by lush garden, and however the inscription itself inside an iron enclosure and its engravings barely legible. So this question can be asked in your prelims examination and in mains part of art and culture. Art and culture. So आज हम इस सेशन में पूरा जो टॉपिक है अशोका विल ट्राई टू कवर दैट टॉपिक. ओके, सो इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रीलिम्स जीएस में काफी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है एंशिएंट हिस्ट्री का. ओके, एंशिएंट हिस्ट्री. एंड इन टर्म्स ऑफ मेंस दैट इज अंडर जीएस पेपर 1. ओके, ओके, जीएस पेपर 1. नाउ, so what is the context of the news? Three Ashokan era edicts were recently found in Delhi. Okay, so first we'll try to understand about Ashoka, and Ashoka belongs to Mauryan Empire. So I will just give an overview of Mauryan Empire. Okay, so first we'll try to understand the nature of Mauryan Empire. So Mauryan Empire, Mauryan period, in which the emphasis on art and architecture is also given, and Mauryan Empire is considered as the first largest empire of country. So Mauryan Empire, it is considered as first largest empire in country. Now see, this is called an empire. Why empire? Because of vast geography. तो मॉरियंस को हम एम्पायर क्यों कहते हैं? बिकॉज ऑफ वास्ट geography, because of heterogeneous culture. So when we say vast geography, so if you see the geographical region of Mauryan Empire, which starts from Himalayas in the north, and in northwest side Hindu Kush mountains, that means near Afghanistan, till Bangladesh, that is Tamr Lipti is a port town of Bangladesh, and then till Karnataka region. Such a large empire. So you can say that Chandragupta Maurya, who is the founder of this Mauryan Empire, okay, he founded the concept that is Bharat Varsh, integrated India. Getting my point? So there were only three areas which were outside of Mauryan Empire: Cholas, Cheras, and Pandyas. So three areas of extreme south, extreme south, that is Cholas, Cheras, and Pandyas. So as you can see here, the map which starts from Hindu Kush region, Himalaya till Karnataka region, that is okay, Deccan region, and this whole till Tamrlipti. Okay, so till here, Bangladesh, you can see here Tamrlipti. So as you can see this important port Tamrlipti here on your screen. Okay, so this is the area of Mauryan Empire. Area of Mauryan Empire. See, to understand Mauryan Empire, there are various sources also. Now, why Mauryan Empire is important? Because it is considered as highly centralized empire. Getting my point? So, Mauryan Empire was founded by Chandragupta Maurya. Okay, it was founded by Chandragupta Maurya, which was a geographically extensive, powerful political and military empire in ancient India. It was founded by Chandragupta Maurya in 322 BC, and in other texts you will find 321 BC. After the defeat of this Dhananand, who is the last ruler of Nanda dynasty. Now, the mentor of Chandragupta Maurya was Chanakya, who is also known as Kautilya Vishnugupta, who wrote Arthashastra, and he was a political mentor of Chandragupta Maurya. Clear? Now, the question here is why Chanakya has written Arthashastra? Because this is one of the most important source. So, why Chanakya has written Arthashastra? Okay. Now, let me tell you, see, if you see Arthashastra, which is one of the most important source of Mauryan Empire, Arthashastra. What is the meaning of Arthashastra? Arthashastra means economy. But this book is on politics and administration. Okay. So this book is on politics and administration. And the meaning of the book is economy. That is why UPSC always asks two questions with respect to Mauryans, that is Mauryan economy. Okay, so either you will get questions from Mauryan economy or Mauryan administration. Mauryan administration. Clear? Remember this thing. So this is one of the most important thing. Okay, so with this, Chanakya says that economy is the foundation of empire. Foundation of empire. That is the important thing. That economy is the guardian of empire, economy is the foundation of empire. Okay, so it is one of the most important source to understand the history of Mauryans. So हमेशा prelims में आपको question जो मिलेंगे either from Mauryan economy or from Mauryan administration. I hope this much is clear to all of you. Okay, so now, so Mauryan empire was the first centralized empire, highly centralized empire. So Mauryans, highly centralized empire. Okay, highly centralized empire. Why? Because it rules with the help of vast bureaucracy. Okay, it rules with the help of vast bureaucracy. Another important thing, economic condition was also good. Okay, economic condition was good. Stable economic condition. Okay, because to maintain the vast bureaucracy, you need stable economy. Getting my point? That is why this is important. Okay. Now, why Mauryans are important? Because during the time period of Mauryans, you will see the growth of stone art and sculpture also. Okay. So for the first time, we have seen the growth of stone art and sculpture. This is the importance of Mauryas. Clear? So we should understand the importance of Mauryans. Okay, why this is important? And the greatest ruler of Mauryas was Ashoka. Ashoka is considered as the third ruler of Mauryans. Clear? So I hope this much is clear because we need to understand the background also. Clear? Now, the most important thing here is what are the sources to understand Maurya? So let me tell you the sources also. Now, sources to understand Mauryans. So there are two types of sources. Now, two types of sources. One is literary sources, and another is epigraphical sources. Epigraphical sources. Now, literary source means books, literatures. Getting my point? So, in terms of literary sources, there are two important literatures. Okay, two important literatures you will get. Now, two important literatures you will see domestic literature and foreign accounts. Foreign accounts. So, when you see domestic literature, the most important source of modern empire, Arthashastra. Arthashastra, written by Kautilya. Getting my point? Then, apart from this, you will see other texts. In foreign accounts, you will see Megasthenes, who was the Greek ambassador during the court of Chandragupta Maurya. Megasthenes, who has written a book called as Indica, Greek ambassador in the court of Chandragupta Maurya. Another important domestic source is another important Mudra Rakshash. Mudra Rakshash. Now, Mudra Rakshas is written by Vishakha Dutt. Vishakha Dutt is a scholar of Gupta age. Vishakha Dutt. He was a scholar of Gupta age. So, during the time period of Gupta, he has written about Mudra Rakshas. Okay. And in this book, he has mentioned about how Chandragupta Maurya got the power, how Chandragupta Maurya dethroned Dhananand. Clear? These are some important sources. Clear? So, apart from this, epigraphical sources. What do you understand by epigraphy? What is the meaning of epigraphy first? See, so the study of inscription is called as epigraphy. Study of inscription is called as epigraphy. Getting my point? So, Ashokan inscriptions are there. One of the most important source, Ashokan inscriptions. So before moving towards Ashokan inscriptions, let me tell you, based on content, based on content, inscriptions are of two types. So there are two types of inscriptions based on content. Now, what are those two types of inscriptions? So one is called as eology, or you can say prashasti. Another is called as land charters. Now, what is the difference between eology or prashasti and land charters? Okay, eology are written, prashastis are written for public reading. Okay, ये किसके लिए लिखे जाते हैं? पब्लिक के लिए. This is for public reading. Getting my point? This is for public reading. Okay, so prashastis are written, okay, to praise the king or queens or their victories. Clear? Land charters are not for public. These are not for public. So my question here is, Ashokan inscriptions comes under either eology or land charter. अशोकन इंस्क्रिप्शन किस में आएंगे, इयोलॉजी में आएंगे या लैंड चार्टर? ये सभी लोग कमेंट सेक्शन में आंसर दें. क्लियर? So let me tell you, Ashokan inscriptions are neither eology or land charters. Ashokan inscriptions जो हैं, Ashokan inscriptions, okay, are neither eology and nor land charters. अब जैसा कि मैंने आपको बताया कि बेस्ड ऑन कंटेंट इंस्क्रिप्शंस आर ऑफ टू टाइप्स, इयोलॉजी or land charters, but Ashokan inscriptions are neither eology nor land charters. So Ashokan inscriptions are called as what? Ashokan inscriptions are called as edicts. Ashokan inscriptions are called as edicts. इनको कहा जाता है edicts. Now what is the meaning of edicts? Edicts are royal orders. These are royal orders. Getting my point? These are instructions to the people. Edicts are instruction to the people. Getting my point? This is the important thing. Now, what is the official language of Mauryans? Official language. So the official language of Mauryans is Prakrit. Prakrit. So UPSC might ask, okay, that Ashokan inscriptions are written in how many languages? So there were scripts as well as language. Okay. So four scripts were there. Kharoshati, Brahmi, Aramaic, and Greek. Four scripts were there and three languages. Ashokan inscriptions are written in three languages. So कौन कौन सी लैंग्वेज है? प्राकृत, Aramaic, Aramaic is the name of language also, and Greek. Three languages are there. Getting my point? Okay. This is the important thing. Okay. Now why? Now if you see Kharoshati script, this script is used in northwest region, which starts from, okay, which starts from right to left, just like Urdu. And Brahmi script starts from left to right. This much is clear to all of you. Okay, so these are some important things. Okay, so ये चीजें आपको पता होनी चाहिए, ध्यान होना चाहिए ये सारी चीजें. Clear? Now, let's move to Ashoka because this news is regarding to Ashoka. Ashoka, who is also considered as the third ruler. Okay, Ashoka is considered as the third ruler of Mauryas. Third ruler of Mauryas. Now his parents, so first ruler and the founder of Mauryas was Chandragupta Maurya. Second ruler was Bindusar. Okay, Bindusar. So father of Ashoka was Bindusar, King Bindusar, and the mother of Ashoka. See, in different texts, different names are given. Clear? So somewhere it is written that his mother name was Devi Dhamma. Devi Dhamma was the name of his mother. Clear? तो हर जगह कहीं ना कहीं अलग अलग नाम दिया हुआ है अशोका के मदर का. Clear? Remember this thing. So these are some important things. Okay. Now we'll try to understand. Okay. सो बुद्धिस्ट टेक्स्ट जो है वो मेंशन करते हैं दैट द नेम ऑफ अशोका's मदर वाज शुभद्रांगी. ओके, सो बुद्धिस्ट टेक्स्ट mentions the mother of Ashoka. Okay, and the name of mother of Ashoka was Shubhadrangi. Shubhadrangi in Buddhist text. Clear? Remember this thing. Clear? So apart from this, so let me tell you that during the time period of Bindusar, okay, during the time period of Bindusar, that means when his father was ruling, and his time period was from 298 BC till 273 BC. This is the time period of Bindusar. And during the time period of Bindusar, there was revolt in Takshila region and Ujjain region. So Ashoka was appointed as a governor. Okay, so Bindusar appointed Ashoka as a governor of Ujjain. Governor Ujjain. So if you see, the first wife of Ashoka was the princess of Ujjaini called as Devi or Vedisa. So Ashoka's first wife, अशोका की जो फर्स्ट वाइफ थी, ओके, शी was a princess of Ujjaini, and he called her name was Devi or Vedisa. Getting my point? His other two wives are also mentioned, Karuvaki and Asandhimitra. Okay, his other two wives are also mentioned. Other two wives are mentioned, Karuvaki and Asandhimitra. This much is clear to all of you. These are some important facts. Okay, remember this thing. So these are some important facts that we should understand. So if we want to understand the time period of Ashoka, okay, so let me tell you that the time period of Ashoka starts from 273 BC till 232 BC. Now in 273 BC, Bindusar died. Bindusar died. Getting my point? In 273 BC, Bindusar died. Now, after the death of Bindusar, so as per Buddhist text, it is said that, as per various texts, it is said that Bindusar had 100 sons. Okay, Bindusar had 100 sons. Clear? And Sushima was the eldest son. Eldest son. Sushima was appointed as a governor of Takshila. गवर्नर ऑफ तक्षशिला. तो अब 100 सन्स हैं, तो जाहिर सी बात है डेथ के बाद क्या शुरू होगा, वॉर ऑफ सक्सेशन. सो द वॉर ऑफ सक्सेशन वाज स्टार्टेड, एंड दिस वॉर ऑफ सक्सेशन वाज देयर टिल 4 इयर्स. 4 साल चला ये. ओके, दैट मींस फ्रॉम 273 बीसी till 269 BC. And finally, it is said that Ashoka killed his 99 brothers, clear, and became a ruler in 269 BC. Ashoka became a ruler in 269 BC. This much is clear to all of you. Now, if you want to understand Ashoka, okay, so if you want to understand Ashoka, you should have a knowledge of his phases of life. That is very important. Getting my point? Now, try to understand Ashoka. Now, the phases of life of Ashoka. Clear? So, try to understand now. You can divide Ashoka's life in three phases. Now, three phases. So, now try to understand. Now, three phases of Ashoka's life. Now, those three phases are Kam Ashok, Kam Ashok, then Chand Ashok, and third is Dham Ashok. Okay, Kam Ashok, Chand Ashok, and Dham Ashok. Now, Kam Ashok. Now, this is the time period when Ashoka was involved with physical pleasures. Ashoka was involved with physical pleasures. Teenage, you can say. Then Chand Ashok. This is the extreme and brutal phase of Ashoka. Extreme and brutal phase of Ashoka's life. Getting my point? That means in this period he did military annexation with large level of annexation. So in this period, Ashoka did high level or large level of military annexation. Clear? For example, कालिंगा वॉर अशोका ने इस फेज में किया चांद अशोक. Clear? Kalinga war. And after Kalinga war, Ashoka left the policy of military annexation. Getting my point? That means Ashoka left the policy of Bheri Ghosh and became Dhamma Ghosh, cultural expansion. Okay. So Ashoka adopted Buddhism. So in this phase, Ashoka accepted Buddhism. Getting my point? And Ashoka started propagating Dhamma. This is the importance. So here Ashoka will be called as Dhamma Ghosh, cultural annexation. Here Ashoka is called as Bheri Ghosh. Clear? Here Ashoka is called as Digvijay. Here Ashoka will be called as Dhamma Vijay. This is the important, these are some important phases of Ashoka. Now, after coming to power in 269 BC, the biggest challenge for Ashoka was Kalinga. Okay. Now, after coming to power, the biggest challenge for Ashoka was Kalinga. Yes. Now, try to understand. Now, for Ashoka, because Kalinga was the only territory which was not under the control of Mauryans, so the biggest challenge was Kalinga. Now, to understand Kalinga, we should have a knowledge of geography of Kalinga. That why Kalinga is important. Getting my point? Remember this thing. So the conquest of Kalinga is mentioned in inscriptions also. It is mentioned in inscriptions also. Clear? So Kalinga, modern day it is called as Odisha, modern Odisha. Okay. So Ashoka's coronation, Ashoka became a ruler in 269 BC. And after 8 years, Ashoka started the conquest of Kalinga. Getting my point? Now, first of all, try to understand why Kalinga. What are the reasons? Now, if you see Mauryan Empire, Mauryan Empire, okay, Mauryan Empire had friendly relations with South Indian kingdoms, Cholas and Pandyas. Cholas who were there in northern Tamil Nadu, okay, and Pandyas who were there in southern parts of Tamil Nadu. So Mauryas had friendly relations. Probably they had friendly relations with southern kings, Cholas and Pandyas. Now, if you see the location of Kalinga, now try to understand. Okay, now as you can see here in this map, see the location of Kalinga, these Cholas and Pandyas. So Kalinga is strategically. So what was the center? Magad. Kalinga was strategically located here, and this was not under the control of Mauryas. So to maintain trade and commerce, it is necessary to conquest Kalinga. That is why Ashoka captured Kalinga. Getting my point? Kalinga was strategically located in the heart of his territory. Strategically located in the heart of his territory. Getting my point? This is the importance. That is why his campaign to Kalinga was strategically important. And once Kalinga was won, there was no much need to win over further territories. Okay. So the Kalinga War was a horrifying event. It mentions that around 1,50,000 people were displaced. 1 lakh people, more than 1 lakh people were killed. So the description of Kalinga War, remember this thing. So the description, so strategically important. So the description of Kalinga War is mentioned in Major Rock Edict. Major Rock Edict 13th, which talks about Kalinga War. Okay. So rock edicts are important source of information. Okay. So after the war of Kalinga, Ashoka realized the gravity of the war. Okay. And this event had impact on his mind. He was he was filled with guilt. Okay. And then he vowed that he is not going to wage war again. Clear? And Ashoka started the policy of peace. And Ashoka also directed his sons and grandsons to never wage such a horrible war, bloodshed. Getting my point? So, in 13th Major Rock Edict, it is also mentioned after the war of Kalinga, Ashoka was filled with guilt. Okay, so after the war, Ashoka's attitude was changed from Digvijay to Dhammavijay. So Ashoka adopted Buddhism in the ninth year of his reign. That means Ashoka adopted, already Ashoka became the ruler in 269 BC. So around in 260 BC, Ashoka adopted Buddhism. So after this war, Ashoka adopted Buddhism. That is the importance. Getting my point? Okay. So after the winning of Kalinga, he adopted Buddhism. Now, how, okay, how he was influenced with Buddhism? So let me tell you, Ashoka was inspired by a boy monk whose name was Nigrodh. Okay, so let me tell you that Ashoka was inspired by a boy monk whose name was Nigrodh. This is the name of boy monk. Clear? And then later he came in contact with Mogaliputtis. So later he came in contact with Mogaliputtis. Now this Mogaliputtis, okay, became mentor of Ashoka, and then you will see that third Buddhist council was conducted. Now the third Buddhist council was conducted in 250 BC at Patliputra. Patliputra. And who was the chairman? Chairman was Mogaliputtis. Chairman Mogaliputtis. Clear? Now, why this council is important? Because after the death of Buddha and in second Buddhist council, informal division of Buddhism was made. Informal division of Buddhism, okay, were created. That means two informal sects, Isthavardhins and Mahasangikas. Okay, so to bridge the gap between Buddhism, अशोका conducted third Buddhist council. अशोका ने बोला कोई भी बुद्धिज्म को तोड़ेगा नहीं. And then you will see that Mogaliputtis created a book, created a scripture called as Abhidhamma Pitak. Abhidhamma Pitak. This book is on philosophy of Buddhism. Philosophy of Buddhism. Okay. And then you will see that later Ashoka's brother Tis, okay, and Queen Karuvaki also adopted Buddhism. So one Ashoka's real brother was also there. Ashoka's real brother, whose name was Tis, and Ashoka's queen Karuvaki. Karuvaki. Now these two also adopted Buddhism. Adopted Buddhism. This is the relevance. Getting my point? Okay. Remember this thing. So Abhidhamma Pitak was conducted in this Buddhist council. Clear? These are some relevance. Okay. So there was a news. So these news were there in the paper. Clear? So Ashoka started to preach Dhamma after the Kalinga War, and Ashoka wrote his philosophy through 14 edicts. So Ashoka wrote his philosophy. Ashoka wrote his philosophy, okay, through 14 major rock edicts. Major rock edicts. Okay, so these things are also there in the news. Clear? Why these edicts are created? To spread the message of Ashoka among common people. To spread his message among common people. Getting my point? Remember this thing. Okay. So The most important pillar is Sarnath pillar. Sarnath pillar inscription of Ashoka. Okay, now why Sarnath pillar? Because on Sarnath pillar, four land capital is there. Four land capital, and this four land capital is adopted as national emblem of India. Adopted as national emblem of India. Okay, remember this thing. These are some important things. Clear? So basically, what are edicts? Edicts are royal instructions. Getting my point? Okay. So edicts are royal instructions. Okay. So Ashokan edicts. Now Ashokan edicts. So there are two important categorization: major rock edicts and minor rock edicts. Minor rock edicts. So there are 14 major rock edicts. Getting my point? Okay. Major and minor rock edicts are there. Okay. So remember this thing. So major rock edict 14 rock edicts are there and minor rock edicts are there. Okay. Then inscriptions. So his edicts are also called as inscriptions. What is inscriptions? Which is written on hard surface. Okay. So the text which is written on hard surface. Hard surface means like on metal, stone, etc. Getting my point? Okay, remember this thing. So various major rock inscriptions are there. Major rock inscriptions are there. Apart from this, cave inscriptions are there. Okay, remember this cave like Barabar Hill Cave. Barabar Hill Cave inscription. This is also very important. Now Barabar Hill Cave inscriptions. Okay, very important for in terms of you can say Mauryan Empire and the policy of Ashoka. Getting my point? So Barabar Hill Cave inscriptions are also there. Okay, so we need to understand these some important things. Now, why Barabar Hill Caves are important? Because in Barabar Hill Caves there are four caves. Okay, which is built by Ashoka. Four caves built by Ashoka, and Ashoka donated these caves to Ajivika sect. Ajivika sect. Now, this Ajivika religion or sect was adopted by his father Bindusar. So, Ashoka donated this Barabar Hill cave to Ajivika sect. Okay, so these are some important things. Okay, for your examination point of view. Okay, so these things are there in the newspaper. I hope this much is clear. Now, what is the policy of Dhamma? Okay, so before that, let me tell you the content of Dhamma also. Okay, so Ashokan edicts and inscriptions. So, what are the themes of inscription? क्या क्या लिखा हुआ है अशोकन इंस्क्रिप्शंस पर? तो पहली इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है अशोकाज कन्वर्जन एंड हिज एफर्ट्स टू स्प्रेड बुद्धिज्म, कि कैसे अशोका कन्वर्ट हुए. ओके, एंड देन हाउ ही स्प्रेड बुद्धिज्म. देन moral and religious percept, then social and animal welfare program. Now if you see major rock edict first, now this major rock edict first says that no killing of animals, don't kill animals. Getting my point? So in all these inscriptions Ashoka refers himself as beloved servant of God. And Ashoka को जो नाम लिखा हुआ है, टाइटल मिला हुआ है, देव नाम पियदस्सी, दैट मीन्स beloved of God, beloved servant of God. Getting my point? So the identification of Devanam Piyadasti with Ashoka was confirmed by inscription at Maski. सो ओनली एट 4 प्लेसेस अशोका का नाम पाया गया है, सिर्फ 4 प्लेसेस पर अशोका इंस्क्रिप्शन पर अशोका का नाम है। गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? एंड दिस इज फाउंड इन ईस्टर्न पार्ट्स ऑफ इंडिया, वर रिटन इन मगधी प्राकृत यूजिंग ब्राह्मी स्क्रिप्ट। Then edicts. So the edicts of Ashoka are the collection of 33 inscriptions on pillar of Ashoka. So जो अशोका के edicts हैं, these are the collection of 33 inscriptions, okay, on the pillars of Ashoka as well as boulders, cave walls, okay, जो अशोका ने बनवाए थे, जिन पर अशोका का मैसेज लिखा हुआ है। Clear? Remember this thing. So these inscriptions were dispersed throughout the country. पूरे country में बनवाए गए ये inscriptions, and these inscriptions also represents, also shows first tangible evidence of Buddhism. कि हाँ ये कुछ ऐसा एविडेंस था, so tangible evidence है। Getting my point? So these edicts describes the detail that what was the Ashoka's view regarding Dhamma, okay, एंड जो उस समय की सोसाइटी कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रॉब्लम्स फेस कर रही थी उसको कैसे सॉल्व किया अशोका ने। जैसे आज आप देखते हैं कि रिलीजियस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है बिटवीन हिंदुइज्म, इस्लाम, क्रिश्चियनिटी, वैसे एंशियंट टाइम्स में भी रिलीजियस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट थे, बुद्धिज्म, ब्राह्मणिज्म, जैनिज्म। सो टू सॉल्व दीज कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स अशोका केम आउट विद द फिलोसफी ऑफ धम्मा। गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? नाउ if you see Ashoka's dhamma are moral code of conduct. धम्मा क्या है? Dhamma is the moral law, moral code of conduct, that non-violence. So Dhamma preach non-violence, respect others. Getting my point? So what is the aim of Dhamma? So the Dhamma is in the Pali form. In Sanskrit it is called as Dharma. So what is the aim? So that people can create harmonious atmosphere in the society, okay, irrespective of their religious and cultural diversities. Population should live in peace and harmony. Then the most important principle of dhamma, ahimsa, ban on animal sacrifices, major rock edict first. Okay, so Ashoka reduced killing of animals for food in the royal kitchen. Then good conduct. So dhamma also emphasized on good conduct and social responsibilities which were part of dhamma, ओके, जिसमें ये था कि आप अपने स्लेव से भी अच्छा व्यवहार करें, अपने सर्वेंट से भी अच्छा व्यवहार करें, रेस्पेक्टफुल बिहेवियर टुवर्ड्स एल्डर्स, रीस्टेन इन वंस डीलिंग विद ऑल लिविंग बीइंग। सो दीज वर द गुड कंडक्ट। एंड व्हाट वाज द गिफ्ट ऑफ धम्मा? ओबीडियंस टू मदर एंड फादर, okay, liberty towards friend, okay, so liberality towards friend, relatives, okay, so these are some important aspects of dhamma. Then mutual respect is the most important thing in the philosophy of Dhamma, that is religious toleration. So Ashoka also followed the religious philosophy called as religious toleration. That is, he was tolerant towards all the religion. Okay. So Dhamma as a king. अब king का क्या धर्म होना चाहिए, धम्मा होना चाहिए, that king should work for the welfare of the people. Okay. King should discharge the debt he owes to all beings. Then king should ensure people's happiness in this world. Renunciation of warfare. इसीलिए अशोका ने वॉर, याद रखिएगा, छोड़ दिया था, क्योंकि ऑब्जेक्टिव भी पूरा हो गया था। Getting my point? So I hope this much is clear to all of you. So these are the things, okay, which were there in the newspaper. So with this we have completed a topic, that is Ashoka and his inscriptions. So I hope this much is clear to all of you. And to download the PDF of this lecture, you can subscribe our Telegram channel, IQ Civils IAS, APSC, UPSC, and जो न्यू बैचेस शुरू होने जा रहे हैं यूपीएससी एपीएससी के, जल्द से जल्द आप सभी लोग ज्वाइन करें और अपनी प्रिपरेशन को एक नई डायरेक्शन दें। थैंक यू सो मच।